Hey guys, what's going on? It's your big dreamer and doer, G Dinero, coming to you today with TA Tuesdays. Tuesday, can you believe it's already been another week? We're going to take a look at the charts, including Bitcoin, Solana, Tesla, and MicroStrategy, the big four that we take a look at every single week. But first, remember, none of this is financial advice. This is me helping you understand TradingView and technical analysis, helping to show you a little bit of technical analysis skills along the way. It's not tax, it's not financial, it's not legal advice or any of the above. It's your buddy Gary helping you become more financially free through financial literacy. I know that's a whole mouthful, right? We're going to increase your financial literacy along the way so that you can be financially free in the future. So let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so you can see here on the Bitcoin chart, we're taking a look at it on a 4-hour chart, and really not a whole lot has happened since last week. If you take a look, this was a week ago Tuesday, was about right here or so on the chart. And in that time frame, we have traded in a very narrow range over the last 1 week. Essentially, between the 50-day moving average, which is this green line I just traced over with the pink cursor, and this red line, which is the 100-day moving average. So we've essentially just ping-ponged back and forth between the 50 and 100-day moving average, or between approximately 99,000 on the top end and 96,000 or so on the bottom end. Basically a $3,000 range for the last week. Couple little wicks in and out of there, but there's not a whole lot else to report there. What are we looking at as resistance? Current resistance is right here where the 50-day moving average is, which is right around 98.7, almost $99,000. Support is down here on the red line, which is right around $96,000. So that's the immediate support and resistance. The next steps that we would see down would be this 91.5, which has been our very strong support level over the last, several months now that 91.5 has been hit multiple times. And on the top end, it would be breaking out above some of these highs that we hit just a little bit ago back at the end of January. And that's around $106,000 or so that we need to break back out above to make our way back up towards that all-time high that we had hit before. Solana, on the other hand. Oh, and the other thing on the Bitcoin chart, what you'll notice, we're right at the mean on the mean reversion. We would be right in the middle of the zone if we were looking at an RSI score or MACD. Same thing over here with Solana. It's not much different, except that you'll note that the 150-day, the red and green lines respectively, are basically running parallel to each other right now, just a few dollars away from each other. And instead of that being our upper bound, the upper bound currently is this 61.8 Fibonacci level. That's right around $206, $205, $206. That's been the upper bound for the last week or so. The lower bound has been the 50% Fibonacci level, which is down at around 187. So basically, ping-ponging for all intents and purposes between 185 and 205, a $20 range that we've been in over the last week. We've got support again down at this 50% level, right around 187. And then if we dropped below that down at 183, we have the 200-day moving average. To the top side, we have resistance at around 205. Next up would be the 50-day moving average at around 212. And above that would be the 100-day moving average at around 216. Longer term resistance up here at this 78.6 fib level, right around $230, $231. And again, you'll note down here that we have been just sitting at the mean the entire time. Like for almost a week straight, we've been sitting on the mean. Okay, let's go to the next chart. Next chart up is Tesla. Tesla, this is an exciting one for people. So if I zoom out, what you'll see is we've been in a long-term upward trend, and we broke down through that for the first time right here on February 7th. We broke out of that upward linear regression channel that we've been in for months, okay? And also, since back here in late or mid-December, since the all-time high, we've been in a trend that's basically trending down. Now I'm going to lengthen this a little bit so that we can incorporate that previous high that we had. You'll see what'll happen here. We'll increase that out a little bit. There it goes. That was almost too far. I need to bring it back down a little to about there. And then we're incorporating basically since this all-time high, we've been trending in this down, linear regression down channel. You'll note that we are right at the very bottom of it right now. And there's a lot of confluence going on here. What do I mean by that? The red line is the 100-day moving average, this red line angling up from the bottom left-hand corner here. You've got the bottom edge of the linear regression channel angling down, and those two are meeting right here. Also, the bottom edge of the bearish confluence cloud is right there. So what does that tell you? Well, that tells you that this asset is significantly oversold right now, and that's evident on the mean reversion or on RSI or on MACD. All of them are bottoming right now to levels that we haven't seen since all the way back here on October 14th. That was the last time that we saw the mean reversion this low, that we saw the RSI this low, and that we saw the MACD still trending down, basically. So essentially, we're back to levels that we haven't seen for months now. Like, what is that, 5 months? October, November, December, January, February, 4 months. Sorry, yes, I still count with my fingers. It works. It's kind of funny. So what do I anticipate? This should be a short-term floor for Tesla. Like, this is about as oversold as it gets right now. Could we go lower? Absolutely. Next level down would be this 50% fib level at around 314. And then, of course, we could drop all the way down to the 200-day moving average, which is around 270. Also confluent with the 38.2% fib level right there at 272. Okay, so that's where the support levels lie. Resistance will now become this 61.8 since we broke below it. That'll be resistance on the way back up. So that's around 355. Also, the midpoint of the downward sloping channel, the shorter term channel, the bottom edge of the upward sloping channel would be a point of resistance at around 370. Next up would be this 50-day moving average, which is sitting currently at around 402, but starting to turn down. My guess is it would be around 400 by the time we make our way back up there. So those are the resistance levels on the way back up. Call it 355, 370, and 400 on the way back up with Tesla. Last but not least, we've got MicroStrategy. And MicroStrategy had taken a break from selling shares. By that I mean, if I put on this shorter term chart over here and we take a look, you'll note that back to the left here, I don't know where my circles went. They're gone. Up there they are. I was kind of keeping track of the buys back here. This is using the net volume indicator. And you'll note that it was really, really quiet through this time period here. That was where there wasn't a lot of shares getting sold of MicroStrategy into the open market. They also did not make a Bitcoin buy last week, but they did this week. And that's evident because you can see selling was occurring over the last several sessions. You see the net volume indicator with these big spikes to the downside. That's MicroStrategy selling shares ATM at the market into the basically into the move that had gone where it had climbed recently. It had climbed up into the 340, 350 range, sold right into that, dropped the price right back down into the 325 to 330 range. Also using that to continue buying Bitcoin. Probably will be over 500,000 Bitcoin in their portfolio in the next couple of weeks at the rate they're going. They also offered that STRK after changing the name to just plain old strategy. So I keep calling it MicroStrategy. Technically, it's just strategy B for Bitcoin. But they have that private, preferred stock offering with a dividend. I believe the dividend is 8%. So it's about 2% per quarter on the dividend. And those shares are convertible 10 to 1. So for every 10 of the preferred STRK shares, which launched at around $80 a share. So for every 10 of those, you would get one MicroStrategy share. So think about that one for a moment. Once MicroStrategy gets up over $800, those things could become very profitable to the user. Think of it as like a long-term embedded call option built into these preferred shares. If you don't know what any of that means, probably would want to book a session with me because I could go over that in a little bit more detail. But let's dive back into the chart. So short term, selling has resumed again, selling the ATM shares. And MicroStrategy's just basically been in this sine wave pretty much. It's just been up and down every week. They announced that they bought more Bitcoin. The shares start to take off again after that. Then after the shares take off, they sell more Bitcoin into the market. They drop back down, and it tends to be this cyclical nature. Right now, strong support is right here at this 325 level. You can see how many times we bounced on it over and 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 over again. Just multiple times along the way, we've been skidding along that 50% fib level or $325 range. The next down, we still have this gap that only partially filled. Will it fill all the way down to the bottom, which I think the bottom of the gap is at right around 275 or so? Perhaps. Will it not fill? I think there's a lot of levels of support between here and there. We've got the bottom of this upward sloping channel right here. First up, that's currently right around 313. We've got the 100-day moving average that's sitting right at 300 right now, which would be very strong support. That's also an area that we've bounced off of recently back here. Yes, we wicked down, but we immediately found support again at that $300 level. We've got the bottom edge of the confluence, the most bearish of confluence clouds right here. We also have the bottom of this downward sloping channel that we've been in. So lots of support before we would get all the way down to that 275. I see 300 as the floor right now for MicroStrategy. This 325 is immediate support to the upside. Resistance at 356, 355, 356, the 50-day moving average. Then we would be up here at the 61.8% fib level, which is right around 378. And of course, this $400 range, even though there's not a line there, there's no fib line there or anything else, that's been a psychological level of resistance. Every time we've gotten up to 400, we've pulled right back again. Anytime we get close to it, we pull right back again. So that tends to be the upper bounds right now. And if we look down at the mean reversion tool, we're kind of right near the mean. A little bit oversold right now, but not nearly as much so as Tesla is. I hope you found value in what we went over today. If you did, book a course with me. We've got our TradingView and technical analysis course up and running. Lots of people getting great feedback from that course so far. One gentleman just sent me a testimonial saying that he paid for the course just by selling one covered call on one of his positions, and it paid for the entire course, the TradingView and technical analysis course. Another gentleman let me know that his options course was paid for with a single options trade. So we have both the TradingView and technical analysis course as well as the understanding options course. You can find those over at gdinerocoaching.com. Also, if you like this video, make sure you click like down there. Hit that little thumbs up. Give me the like on it. Drop a comment. What'd you like best? What did you get out of this video from today? What would you like to see more of? And lastly, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more videos of mine and like content. I'm not the only one making this content on YouTube. Others like me are making this content. And with all of our input, it'll help you to be able to increase your financial freedom at the end of the day. That's what this is all about, helping you find your financial freedom, helping you increase your financial literacy. This is G Dinero signing out for today. Take care. Have a wonderful afternoon.